Yo, what you mans saying? You mans are good, yeah. What I'm gonna do today is we're gonna read a book today. Today is reading time. So what I'm gonna read today is a book about criminology, psychology, and also haunted story. Let me show you guys the book that I'm gonna read today. Elly Griffiths, Man in Black, and Other Stories. Look at that. Look at the sunset. I can't like it. I got this book because of the sunset, Because of the sunset right there, yeah. That's why I got the book. It's a beautiful atmosphere, that's why. And I can't lie, it is quite interesting. Let me show you guys the back, like what it says. But I found this book very interesting. It talks about stories about like ghost stories, mystery, psychological, suspense. Talks about love and loss and creepy horror stories. But yeah, guys, this is the book. It's from Morrison. I found the book here. I told my mum, can I get this book? She was like, say no more. And she was like to me, you better read it. And I do read it. So I'm going to show you guys my reading and my reading skills and my capabilities within my reading skills. And also I'm going to do expansion about the illustrating and understanding and the concept behind the words and the meaning in this book that I'm going to read today. So you guys stay tuned and let's continue to that. Hi. So guys, further ahead, we're going to read this book. We're going to read this book here. First, obviously, I can't lie you, man. I did read quite a lot of the pages. I'll show you how much I read. I read up to 36, up to 36. Not a lot, but I can't lie. Today, I feel like reading. I want to improve my vocabulary and also improve my understanding behind the words of the story that's been said throughout books. For example, with this book, I'm going to give you guys an aspect and an understanding of why, what, when, how, and a psychological way behind the meanings of the words that is shown within this book. So yeah, I'll give you guys a proper understanding of this book. So I'm going to read from page 36 because that's because I've read the book already in it from the start. So I'm on page 36. So let's read page 36, guys. So let's go ahead and do this. Yeah. Well, I did that too, I said. Joanna was at St. Faith, the private girls' school out by the golf course. I knew her family must be posh. I knew it by her voice, but this just confirmed it. I got a scholarship, she said, rather defensively. My sister did too. How many sisters have you got? 3, 2. We said goodbye because I had to get back to work and she wanted to go to the library. All afternoon, I wondered about someone who didn't know how many sisters they had. Maybe she's terrible at maths. One of the annoying things about those bookish girls is how they all hate maths. But even so, about an hour before closing time, she was back, holding out her book to me. I looked at the front. It was called The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. How to get it from the library, she said. I didn't think you have it here. Don't tell your boss. I told her a bit about Mr. Maguire. You won't be surprised to hear that he hates libraries. It's a short story, she said, carried on, by Ernest Silito. My bad, Silito. Silito, yeah. I thought you might like it. How long have you got to read it? 3 weeks. She said that it was an unimaginable stretch of time. It had taken me a whole term to read Of Mice and Men, and that's only about 100 pages long. There was a pause, and then she said, my sister died. That's why I said I had 3 sisters at first. I hate saying 2. It feels like I'm disowning Elizabeth. She was ill for a long time, but I wasn't prepared for her to die. It's so final, death. Not like reading a book. If someone dies in a book, they're alive again every time you read it. What could I say to that? I'm sorry, I said at last. Read the book, she said. After that, we met every day. It was a really hot September, better than August had been. We had have lunch on the green, and after work we walked down to the river. We'd sit there with our feet in the water and we'd talk. I never talked so much in my life. My mates and I, we don't talk much. We'll meet at someone's house, play a few computer games, and watch TV. We'll only talk about what's happening on the screen at the particular moment. The past and the future doesn't come into it. I used to talk to mom, but as I've got older, it's embarrassing somehow. Also still chats away to her. What a superpower. You have it if you could choose. What he likes for dinner. His favourite French horn music, but mostly I just listen. Sometimes it would get dark and we'd still be talking. Then we'll walk back into town, get some chips and maybe a couple of beers and go back to the river. The water had this strange green light sometimes. Phosphorescence, she called it. And we sit there with this glow on our face, like aliens. Once I took a photo of her, and her hair was all electric, standing up round her head like a halo. That was the only time I ever saw her hair loose. Mom saw me with Joanna one lunchtime, and I was convinced that something was going on. Ooh. Let's see what goes up to, guys. She kept talking about my girlfriend. You know, the one with the lovely long hair? She's not my girlfriend, Mum. I told her patiently, she's just a friend. And that was true. It was just that was a lie. We told each other everything. I told her how upset I'd been when Dad left. I even told her that I wet the bed for months. She told me how awful it had been when Elizabeth died. I thought I couldn't show any emotion because I'd always been the strong one in the family. She wasn't the oldest though. She had an elder sister who was married and a younger sister who was a bit of an airhead. Give me her number, I said. I love airheads. I'll give you a number when I go to university, she said. You can take her out then, but this is our time. Sometimes at night, I used to look at her on Facebook profile. It was the usual things. Lots of girls feeling about in funny hats, a few pictures of her with her family and her dog Scrabble. A few posts about books and films. It was funny though. When I looked at her Facebook page, I felt that I didn't know her at all. But when we talked by the river, I felt that I knew her better than I knew anyone. Better than Mum or Ozzy or Tom, who's been my best mate since year 3. It almost felt like we had the same person. I read the book she lent me. It was actually quite good. It's about this boy who's at Borstal. He's start running to forget about being locked up, to escape inside himself. Then he gets offered a place at a posh school. All he has to do is win a race. He's miles ahead, but he just stops before the finish line. It's meant to show that he's his own person, but I thought it was a bit stupid, to be honest. So if I won the country championship, I could have gone to St. Faith's, I said. Except it's a girls' school, said Joanna. All the same, I said, I could have been a contender, but I meant to be funny, but it came out wrong. I sounded a bit sarcastic. Dylan. She leant forward so that her face was only a few inches from mine. Her hair was taking my face. You are a contender. Not because of where you went to school, but because of you. You're clever and funny and sweet. You just got to believe in yourself, but it was enough that she believed in me. September was endless, but then it was in a flash. One day Joanna came into the shop and started buying all these pens and notepads and things. Stocking up, I said. Yes, she said, I'm off on Saturday. Saturday? It was 3 days away. Mr. Maguire came over old habit because she was buying stationery. He thinks that the sort of thing that the shop will be selling, a notepad, used up in a week, he'd say, and then buy another. But a book can last forever. He made it sound like something disgusting. Forever. We'll miss you, he said, Joanna. I've never known a reader buy so many books. So, guys, from these last 3 pages, what I read so far, if let's talk about how Joanna didn't really want to talk about her first sister because obviously a death has occurred within her, so it caused an emotional spark towards her. And also, as you see, it talks about also relationship within this where it says about a male where he says that she's not my girlfriend, but even though there's a strong feeling behind it, and just cause some delusional situation or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, it really just talks about the relationship between her and the other, and also about the death of Elizabeth, which is quite sad to hear. She's been through a lot, guys. Well, let's continue reading this. We'll have to have a farewell party, Jordan said to me later. Friday night, down by the river, I'll bring some wine. On Friday, I wore my best green top and told Mum I'd be home late. Going somewhere nice with your girlfriend? She said, have fun, but I didn't think I'd ever have fun again. I bought Joanna a present, a bicycle bell, because she told me that everyone cycled in Cambridge. It had Dylan from the Magic Roundabout on it. I hoped it would remind me of her. I wondered how I'd cope, stuck in this stupid town with no one to talk to. Maybe I should go away, try to get into college or somewhere. The night before I even downloaded some prospectus. "Excuse me," said the girl at the counter. "Have you got a book called Grumpy Great in the City, Green Sharp? I think it's by Charles Dickens." I looked up. I didn't recognize her at first, even though she was staring at me with those wide apart grey eyes. It was Joanna, but instead of a log plate, the road that I was going to save me from drowning, her hair was cut short and dyed bright red. "You cut your hair?" I said stupidly. She said yes. I thought it was a time for a new look. Do you like it? Do you like it? Are you Philly fam? Yes, I said. I hated it. We went down to the river and we sat on the bank and drank the wine. I gave her the bicycle bag. She gave me this bag that she made herself with a big 5 with stars on it. I could tell immediately that it was full of books. I have to admit, that was a bit disappointing. Joanna had done nothing else but give me books and lend me books since we met. I hoped that her leaving present would be something more personal. She was so on my face. "It's not just a bag of books, Dylan. Each of these books is special to me. I'm in all of them. You're in all of them. That the way we'd never lose each other. Just to read and you'll see." She leant towards me and just for a second I thought about kissing her. Whoops. Then a couple of Johns came, staggering along the top path, and the moment was lost. When I got home, I opened the bag. Some of the books were new from the shop, but some were old books. Once she had a child. She written her name in them: Joanna M. England, Great Britain, Europe, the world, the universe. The first one I opened had hideous cover showing 4 grails. Sitting in the garden, Little Women. Well, I wouldn't find in Joe, but it was a place to start. Ooh, this is a bit of a mystery, guys. It looks like she went to a library, guys, and asked if they got a book called Grumpy Git in the green shirt. And then as she was walking towards her, she didn't recognize at first, but she recognized later that it was a individual that she recognizes from her past life, and it's a female. And she sees that she cut her hair, and she also said that she hates the fact that she cut her hair and she regrets it. And then Joanna was a bit disappointed with the girl because all she gifted her was just books and pens. That's it. But then that's a bit. I can't like that. Just shows a bit of selfishness and greedy because like you shouldn't really think materialistically about these type of situations in a relationship. You should be more clean and hearted about the intention towards it. Because I can't lie, thought is the thing that only matters, to be honest, at the end, because that's what keeps us healthy. If you keep boasting and being all proud about whatever you get and being ungrateful about that, it's not going to get you nowhere, guys. Always be grateful because you know everything happens for a reason in that, you know what I mean? But and then also it talks about went on the riverside and they sat on the bank and they drank wine. She also gave her a bicycle bell and she gave her some big 5 stars on it. Oh, that's the book she was talking about. But yeah, guys, she's more talking about her relation towards her friends and also her man. I can't lie, within this chapter of the book. But further on in the book here, we're gonna see what happens later on and see what occurs, what mystery occurs within this mysterious book, guys. So what page I'm on right now is let me see. I'm on page 46, so we're gonna leave it as that, guys. I'm gonna leave this book as that, like this. We're gonna put this back where it belongs, you know what I mean? And we did do a bit of reading. So in conclusion, guys, as you guys can see, it does, as I said in the back of this book, it talks about relationship, and also it talks about heartbreaks and losses. And as you can see, what I was reading is kind of related towards this situation, you know what I mean? It's kind of related towards what they're saying, and also the aspect within the behavior and emotional words that's being read out within this book. It's targeted within the blur itself. So yeah, guys, I gave you a preview and a little nature about this book, guys. So you guys stay tuned. Yeah, I'm going to be reading more chapters of this book, and hopefully I can reach out to the end. So you guys stay tuned for this video, and also make sure you guys subscribe and make sure you guys share my videos. I am hoping to and do some podcasts soon. So you guys stay tuned for that. Anyways, you guys stay blessed and peace out. Love you, mans.